Hey guys, Theme Park Mark here, and this is actually a very quick trip to Florida, actually a weekend trip. Got some cheap flights, so decided to head back to Orlando and Epic Universe, which I was there yesterday. The first time I was here in January, did all the Disney parks, SeaWorld, etc., and Universal. Didn't do the Funspot park, so there are two in the Orlando area, one in Kissimmee, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. The other is Funspot Orlando, which we'll be going to later. This is the first part, Kissimmee. And you can actually see the coaster behind me. That is Mineblower, a Gravity Group wooden coaster, which actually got, I think, retracked a little bit since the first time I was here, which was back in, I want to say 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. So yeah, figured stop here at both Funspot parks and kind of finish the day at SeaWorld. I was at Epic Universe yesterday, and be doing Busch Gardens tomorrow before flying back home. So let's head down into the park and see if Mineblower's actually gotten any better. Excited to take you guys along with me for the ride as always. Let's giddy up. All right, here it is, Mineblower. There are 3 coasters here, if I remember correctly, maybe 4. There's Hurricane, which is the EF Miler. That was kind of tucked away in the far back corner. Spinning coaster, do not remember the name, but I'm not riding that today. But we'll at least ride Mineblower once, and if it's not too bad, maybe a second time. Let's head on in. I actually got a season pass for 2026 for Funspot. It's also good in Atlanta, which I was there last year, and I'll probably be going back to later on this year. It's basically a pay-per ride. You can walk around the park for free. But yeah, you can get a season pass and get a wristband every time you're here and ride pretty much unlimited rides, except for if there's any upcharge rides. Okay, let's head on in and ride this wooden coaster. Hopefully it's better.
It's so funny for 1 second. Jessica's coming back.
Alright, so here is a coaster, Galaxy Spin. It is a spinning wild mouse. I did this once and do not care to do it again. There's also a kiddie coaster here. We're gonna head to where the other main coasters here. Mineblower and then Hurricane. Can't see it from here, but it's in this direction. It's gonna head that way. We got the quote-unquote sky coaster here. I believe that's the only upcharge in the park. That's a no from me, at least for today. All right, before the coasters, how about a ride on Hot Seat? Big, I think a mini SNS Scream and Swing, I believe so. Let's have a ride here on Hot Seat. Quick ride there on Hot Seat SNS Scream and Swing, I believe. It's a pretty short cycle, especially at the apex there, but yeah, it's a good ride. Just a giant swing. And these, I feel like you get whipped a little bit more in the 2-seaters as opposed to the larger ones. Anyway, continuing on, I think Hurricane is next, and then we'll finish up at Mineblower here at Funspot Kissimmee, I believe it is called. Kissimmee? I don't know. I'm horrible. Anyways, continuing on. We got a car show going on here. What's weird about this fun spot location is it's kind of like in a downtown area, and you kind of have to walk through the downtown area to get to the other coaster, which is Hurricane. A little bit offside. It took me a while to figure out where the heck it was the first time I was here. It's an ENF miler. Let's go find it and have a ride. It's in this direction. All right, here we are, Hurricane. It's very quiet over here. Let's see if they're even running it. If so, let's have a ride on this. Hurricane front row. Yeah, I mean, I remember being a little bit smoother than the one in Atlanta. Still a little bit janky, but felt like I was able to put my hands up on the whole ride, thank goodness. Up next, mineblower. Let's head to the other side of the park. All right, time for a gravity group coaster, mineblower. Now, I rode this a few years ago, like I mentioned. I want to say it was 2022, 2023, somewhere in that range. And since then, they've done some retracking to it. I don't even remember it being particularly rough my first time, although I think it was pretty much a zen ride. I think I was the only one on the train. And it was kind of a cold day, so maybe that's what it was. I don't remember it being rough. And supposedly they've had some improvements to it. So let's take a look. Mindblowers have at least one ride on this.
This is my first exchange on this. Yeah. got the eye to him.
Row 2, mineblower. Yeah, the first half, that was rough. The first drop was good, but after that, putting the inversion there, that was extremely shaky, extremely jolty. You do see the new track here at the end, and it was kind of smattered throughout the ride a little bit, especially on the first drop, you can actually see it. That part's smooth, so they just kind of need to redo the whole thing because yeah, there are definitely sections in there that are extremely rough. And yeah, I don't think I want to ride it again. Kind of want to head over to the other fun spot and try and make it back to SeaWorld. Actually started the day at SeaWorld today, but Mako was closed. It said until the afternoon, quote unquote. It is now the afternoon, so I want to go back and check out Mako and get some POVs there. Yeah, that is it for me from Funspot Kissimmee. Orlando coming up next. Goodbye, Mindblower. I know there are some other, as Rolo would say, BS flat rides here in this park. We're focusing on the coasters, and of course, well, I had to have one ride on hot seat anyway. Yeah, next up, Funspot Orlando. All right, 20 minutes later, and we're at Funspotamerica, Orlando. Here's the station for the GCI, Whitelightning. Definitely will be riding that, as well as this yellow coaster behind this tree here. Is, I believe, freedomflyer, I think the name of it was. Vekoma Family Invert, not an SLC. So at least be doing those two coasters, and I don't know. We'll see if there's anything else we want to ride before heading on back to SeaWorld Orlando. So let's head on in. Funspotamerica, same wristband will still work that we got over at the other location, the Kissimmee. Because I think they just need to scan the seats and pass is what they were saying. So let's head on in. Funspotamerica, park number 2. All right, we are in. First ride up is Freedom Flyer. This is a Vekoma family suspended coaster. So let's have a ride on this. Let's go for a row 9 ride, Freedom Flyer. I just had a row 9 ride there on Freedom Flyer, Vekoma Family Suspended Coaster. It's good fun, smooth ride, and yeah, you get a little bit of a whip to it, a little bit of force to it on some of these turns and this helix at the end, so yeah, there's a little bit of a thrill to it too. So yeah, I definitely enjoy it and try and ride that pretty much every visit. Here behind me is Hot Seat, which looks like it just has one of the sides running. It does have 2 sides, like the one at Kissimmee. I think I'll pass on that one since I just rode the one earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna head over to this GCI next, which is called Whitelightning. Rode one just like it over at Plopsaland, Belgium, which is called Heidi the Ride. So let's have a ride on White Lightning next. Let's have a ride, White Lightning. Right, 2 front row rides on White Lightning. That is a solid GCI. I do love these little more compact GCI coasters. It's very smooth, very enjoyable, especially for a Woody. Yeah, if you are in the Orlando area, certainly get out here to Funspot and at least ride this. Mineblower might not be for everybody, but White Lightning sure is, and so would Freedom Flyer as well. So these are the 2 major coasters here. There's definitely a lot more to this park as well. Did see a scrambler as well as go-karts and quite a few other rides, but I want more rides on Mako. I don't know if we're gonna get to SeaWorld before the sun sets, but we'll just have night rides on Mako and kind of finish off the day at SeaWorld. So coming up next in the next vlog, most likely will be a trip out to Carowinds in March and Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Be a little while before that, but yeah, stay tuned for that. And hope you enjoyed this little addendum to the Florida trip here at Funspotamerica. So with that, thanks so much guys for watching. Signing off from Funspot Orlando and White Lightning. Take care guys.